Welcome to Serene Prana Vedic Astrology, where we decode your soul's karmic blueprint. Today, we explore Saturn in all 12 houses. Not with fear, but with reverence. Because Saturn is not your enemy. It's the strict teacher who demands discipline, delays gratification, and delays until you're ready. But once you pass Saturn's test, you earn rewards that are solid, stable, and unshakable. Let's walk through Saturn's journey, house by house, and discover the exact area of life where your soul chose to grow, master, and evolve the hard way. Saturn in the first house, or Aries. This is the soul who signed up for self-mastery. The first house governs your personality, vitality, and physical body. Early life may feel heavy. You might have felt invisible, restricted, or shy, as if you had to grow up too soon. You take yourself and in life seriously. Saturn here creates a late bloomer. But once matured, you radiate quiet authority. You become a pillar of strength, a grounded leader others rely on. You're here to master self-acceptance and resilience. Your aura becomes stronger as you age. You're not here to impress. You're here to embody wisdom. Saturn in the second house, or Taurus. This is the house of money, values, and speech. Saturn here brings scarcity consciousness early in life. Maybe financial struggles, or a sense that your voice isn't valued. You may speak slowly, cautiously, or have karmic baggage related to family and inheritance. But with effort, Saturn builds real wealth here. You learn to manage resources, speak wisely, and earn through integrity. You're here to master self-worth and sustainable prosperity. The reward? Lasting financial security and a voice that holds gravitas. Saturn in the third house, or Gemini. Saturn in the third brings lessons around communication, courage, siblings, and skill building. You may doubt your ideas, fear public speaking, or feel distant from siblings. But over time, your voice becomes powerful. You learn not just to talk, but to communicate with purpose. You might become a writer, speaker, strategist, or teacher. Saturn sharpens your mental discipline. You're here to master courage to express your truth. The reward? Mastery over your mind and message. You speak with clarity that can move mountains. Saturn in the fourth house, or Cancer. The fourth house governs home, emotional security, mother, and inner peace. Saturn here may feel like emotional coldness, or a distant mother figure. You may feel rootless, unsupported, or carry ancestral emotional burdens. The early home environment might have lacked nurturing. But in time, you become your own source of comfort. You build a stable home, perhaps later in life. You also develop deep emotional maturity. You're here to master inner security and emotional grounding. The reward? A peaceful home and a strong, unshakable heart. Saturn in the fifth house, or Leo. The fifth house rules creativity, romance, children, and leadership. And Saturn here brings serious karmic lessons in these areas. You may grow up feeling creatively blocked, shy, or like your talents are unnoticed. Joy doesn't come easy. It's something you work to reclaim. You might also experience delays around having children, or face karmic relationships with them. But here's the hidden power. With time, Saturn in the fifth, or in Leo, the natural ruler, makes you a leader by mastery. Not a loud, flashy leader, but one who's respected, disciplined, and carries weight. You rise not because you seek the spotlight, but because you've earned it. You're here to master creative responsibility and soul-led leadership. The reward? A lasting legacy and influence that shapes lives, quietly, powerfully. Saturn in the 6th house or Virgo. This is the house of health, service, routines, and conflict. Saturn here brings chronic challenges, maybe health issues, toxic work environments, or persistent enemies. But you learn spiritual discipline through daily life. You're built for routine, healing, and overcoming the odds. Saturn gives the ability to become a healer, therapist, or servant leader through lived experience. You're here to master service, discipline, and sacred work. The reward? Victory over adversity, true grit, a purified path. Saturn in the 7th house or Libra. Relationships become the karmic classroom. Saturn here creates delays, duties, or even disappointments in partnerships. You might feel emotionally blocked, attract older partners, or marry late. But what Saturn delays, he perfects. You're not here for flings. You're here for soul contracts. You learn boundaries, loyalty, and unconditional maturity. You're here to master committed, conscious partnership. The reward? A union built on truth, depth, and lifelong loyalty. Saturn in the 8th house or Scorpio. This is a deeply karmic placement. The 8th house rules death, rebirth, hidden fears, sexuality, and the occult. You may carry past life trauma, fear of loss, or have intense transformations throughout life. You may fear intimacy or inherit ancestral baggage. But Saturn gives you spiritual power through facing darkness. You become a catalyst for transformation in yourself and others. You're here to master surrender and transformation. The reward? Mystical strength and deep healing abilities. Saturn in the 9th house or Sagittarius. This is the house of faith, philosophy, higher learning, and travel. Saturn here brings disillusionment with religion or teachers early on. You may question belief systems or struggle with direction. But slowly, you evolve into a wise philosopher. You become your own guru. You value truth over dogma. You're here to master authentic belief and wisdom. The reward? Becoming a mentor, traveler, or visionary rooted in truth. Saturn in the 10th house or Capricorn. Saturn feels right at home here, in the house of career, reputation, and public life. Early in life, you might feel blocked, unnoticed, or burdened by family expectations. But over time, you become the authority in your field. You may rise slowly, but when you do, you stay. Your impact is lasting. You're here to master legacy, responsibility, and leadership. The reward? Respect, success, and a reputation that endures. Saturn in the 11th house or Aquarius. This is the house of dreams, social groups, and large networks. With Saturn here, you might feel isolated, socially awkward, or unsupported. But it's not rejection. It's refinement. You attract soul-aligned communities as you grow. Saturn also delays your biggest dreams, but never denies them. You're here to master meaningful connections and true contribution. The reward? Fulfilling goals that uplift humanity. Saturn in the 12th house or Pisces. This is Saturn in the house of moksha, dreams, isolation, and subconscious patterns. You may feel like a hermit soul. You carry karmic debts from past lives. You might battle mental health, sleep issues, or hidden fears. But with solitude comes awakening. You gain access to spiritual liberation, past life mastery, and mystical insight. You're here to master spiritual detachment and soul healing. The reward? Freedom from karmic cycles. Access to divine wisdom. Saturn is not here to break you. It's here to build you. Wherever it sits, it tests, and then transforms. You just have to stay the course. If you want to decode your Saturn karma or heal from the inside out, I invite you to explore my astro-somatic reset therapy, where we dissolve karmic blockages at the root. Visit my website, or book a one-on-one session now. Like, comment with your Saturn placement, subscribe, and share this video with a soul who needs Saturn wisdom. Until next time, may you rise, steady and strong, like Saturn himself.